This is question 4 on the higher calculator paper. This is a common type question. The variations of this question are almost exactly the same thing, but with different numbers, have come up in previous papers. So let's read the question. Here is a four-sided spinner. The spinner is biased. That means that numbers don't come up with equal chances. Right, so 1, 2, 3, and 4 don't come up with equal chances. The table shows the probabilities that the spinner would land on 1 or 3. So 1 probability is 0.2. For 3, the probability is 0.1. The probability that a spinner would land on 2 is the same as the probability that the spinner would land on 4. Part A is work out the probability that the spinner would land on a 4. Okay, now in questions of this type, you should know that all the probabilities, once these are all filled in, they should all add up to 1. Okay, they should all add to 1. So what that means is that if I add 0.2 and 0.1, those two add up to 0.3. So that means that the two blank ones, 1 take away 0.3 is 0.7. That means these two blank ones should add to 0.7. Now, they've said that the probability of getting a 2 and the probability of getting a 4 are exactly the same. So that means I need two numbers, two same numbers, which are going to add up to 0.7. So I need to do 0.7 divided by 2. Now, if you're unsure about doing that without a calculator, right, we just do here 0.7 divided by 2 is equal to 0.35. So that means that the probability of getting a 2 is 0.35 and the probability of getting a 4 is 0.35. So the answer that I'm going to put in here is 0.35. That's the probability of getting a 4. Okay, looking at part B now, it says this person is going to spin the spinner 200 times. So they're going to spin the spinner 200 times. The question is, work out an estimate for the number of times the spinner would land on a 3. Work out an estimate for the number of times the spinner would land on a 3. So the probability that the spinner would land on a 3, and that's in the table above, they gave you that, is 0.1. And because they're going to spin the spinner 200 times, I'm going to times that by 200. Right, so 0.1 times 200 is going to give me the number of times I should be getting a 3. Okay, so 0.1 times 200 equals 20. Okay, so that equals 20. So the number of times I'm going to get a 3, or this person is going to get a 3, when they spin the spinner 200 times is estimated, it's going to be about 20. And that's what I've done here. The probability times the number of times that we've done the trial, or the number of times they've spun the spinner in this case. This is a very, very good question to make sure you understand completely. It's come up several times so far in exactly this form, both part A and part B. Make sure you know it, and make sure if you get a question like this, you're able to get full marks in it.